Welcome to another episode of Brotherly Banter. My name is Juan. I'm here with my co-hosts and brothers, Jesus and Aldo.
What up?
What a great week of football we have for you guys. Before I dive in, though, I just want to first give a quick thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, showing support, even giving us some good feedback on the podcast. It is very greatly appreciated. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it.
Here we go.
Let's get into it.
We're going to start with this shit today.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Steelers are 3-0.
Boom.
Hey, if your team is undefeated, raise your hand. Okay.
I fucking hate you.
Okay. Let's go, baby. Steelers had a great game. Everyone thought we were going to lose to the Chargers. 20-10 was the score. Justin Fields had a phenomenal showing. 78% completion percentage, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns with a 96 passer rating. What a game the dude had. I don't know if Russell Wilson's coming back.
I don't think he is. I think that's it. But, hey, that's cool because I like Justin Fields, man. But
Running game was looking good. Defense was looking spectacular. Oh, my God. Defense is so good.
yeah, I don't know if they can sustain it. He's looking better every week, but
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
Why do you think they can't sustain? I'm curious.
Most teams that are, playoff contenders, not the Chargers, will score more than 20 points. They will have a stronger defense. So, eventually he's going to run into some teams that are going to be very hard, and that's when we're going to see his diversity, We're going to see if he can do it.
Chargers were leading in scoring, and they were leading in rushing.
Yeah, but Herbert got hurt.
Yeah, and then they held Dobbins to 44 yards.
They're always going to do that. They're always going to do that.
They're always going to be good.
No, their defensive run game is always going to be good. Absolutely. But they're not perfect.
They're not. You're right. They do have injury bugs throughout the year, but
we'll see.
If they keep playing the way they're playing, I think my take's coming true. The Steelers are going to win the AFC North.
Oh yeah.
How many interceptions did the defense have? 1 interception. Two, and then created 2 fumbles.
That's the Steelers defense.
Yeah. It's pretty
good outing. We coming up on the Colts next week. We're going into the Loud House over in Indy, so we'll see how that goes. They're a beatable team. Anthony Richardson has been having some turnovers, especially in the red zone. He threw a bad pick in the red zone last week against the Bears.
Yeah, he did some crazy shit.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
That was a good game. It was a good game of like the young
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was. We'll get into the Bears in a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's bring up my favorite topic. How about them Cowboys, baby?
Are we still them boys? Yes, we still them boys. Man. We still
always
them
boys. Hey, don't ever.
Absolutely. We got demolished. Shit, we could not stop the run. We could not stop the pass. We couldn't stop at a stop sign, man. Like, it was bad, bro. Like, our defense is looking crazy, and I think a lot of it has to do with just not having like big guys in the front, bro. Like, just some people that can move some people off the ball.
Yeah, but I feel like that's always been the issue for a long time. I mean, I know there's Tank Lawrence, and then they had who did they have? Greg.
Oh, Gregory. Randy Gregory.
Yeah, Randy Gregory. They really didn't have any big guys on that line that can really push the offensive line back.
Hey, but what happened to what's his Mozzie Smith? Is he a bust?
I think Mozzie is slowly. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that he's a bust. I feel like when Dan Quinn tried to make him lose so much weight, and then now he has to go ahead and put all that weight back on. Like, that's tough, man. Like, anybody that's been in like dieting and has to drop 30 pounds or gain 30 pounds, especially gaining weight. I mean, if you're one of those like genetic freaks, bro, it's hard. So I think that's taking a toll on him. So I think his development is hindered because of the coaching staff on that one. But going into this game, the Ravens offensive line was talked about to be trash, bro. And I did not see that.
They were, yeah.
They were like, if you would have told me, you didn't tell me that stat, and you told me that the Ravens ran for 274 yards, I would have thought they were one of the best freaking offensive lines in the league. So
they lost a couple pieces compared to last year.
I mean,
it is what it is.
I mean, Henry, man, I think he was trying to prove a point as well.
Oh, like, yeah.
Hey, how come you should have paid me? Mm-hmm. You should have paid me.
Should have paid him. Oh, absolutely, man.
Hey, but it brings up a good point, though. Like, me and Aldo were talking about it earlier, is you're Jerry Jones, And instead of making these off-season moves, you come in stagnant. You come in with the same people.
Yeah.
And not only that, you wait to pay your receiver and you wait to pay your quarterback after the market's been set. So now you have to pay them more because other people are getting paid more.
Right. If you would have settled and just went for it and paid them right before these other players were getting paid, they would have saved money.
Yep.
They could have still gotten Henry, which, like you were saying, they could still get somebody. But, man, like, that would have helped so much.
I think the Cowboys right now are top 7 in the league in cap space. Nothing on the field. They're probably bottom.
Yeah, I think we have 26,000. I think we have 26 million in cap space for this year.
Yeah,
but we got to do something with it.
Adams, baby.
Nah, you ain't gotta go there.
No. But before that, I mean, there are some positives.
We don't know. We don't know what anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but hey, Dak. I know it's garbage time, but hey, he almost let him back, bro. I was like, oh, are we about to see some Romo shit right here, bro? Are we about to see the epic comeback? But nah, those 2-point conversions, they killed us. And then that 3rd and 4, what was that?
8 at the end, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, man, that killed us, man. And you know what? Trayvon Diggs, man, just hit the weight room just a little bit more. You get that punch and boom, incomplete pass. They're probably turning it over to us, and we're gonna do one of those epic drives again. But instead, we're taking the L, going into New York Thursday night football in a short week.
It's gonna be tough.
1 and 2 is gonna be tough. They can run the ball. Neighbors is balling, so it ain't gonna be easy.
And I think at that last play of the game, Jackson ran that ball to seal the deal.
Yeah.
That was the biggest play of the game, I think, at the end, because the Cowboys didn't necessarily need to score a touchdown. All they needed to get was into 70 yards.
71 yards.
And they would have tied it.
With y'all's kicker?
Yeah.
Sure. He's the best player on y'all's team right now.
Yeah, he is, right? That's the biggest threat in that team. So if it's that close of a game, you need that first down. You needed it.
He gives y'all the ability to, you don't even have to get into field goal range.
Exactly.
If you're at midfield.
You just need to get it to the center of the field and just let him kick it.
I think he can kick it from the 20. Let him do the 80.
Hey, he's got a leg.
That was a big play. Like, I was watching that, I was like, man, you need to stop.
He hit that 65 pretty easy.
All game, Micah Parsons was getting cooked, bro.
He looked lost. I'm not gonna lie.
They can't defend the read option.
The read option was
I
think he's so worried about his podcast, he's forgetting how to play football.
No, it's not that. They put his ass on an island, bro. They put him on an island. That was so frustrating, bro, because
I've seen him do it, though. I've seen him do it before.
Absolutely, bro.
But you don't think that him podcasting all the time like that, like, is taking away from his game?
No, I don't think so. I think
going into film,
they got to lock
training,
in.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Got to lock in. But I think what it is really is Lamar Jackson this year is fast, bro, and you can see it. Like,
he dropped 20 pounds.
Yeah, he did, and you can see his speed, bro, his explosiveness. I mean, Micah Parsons is fast, but that agility that Lamar has, like that first step, I think he has one up. And plus, when you're starting at a disadvantage for Micah. You're trying to read the ball. Once he realizes who has the ball, he's already a step behind.
Yeah, so but that comes down to your defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Because you're supposed to have one for the ball, for the running back, and you're supposed to have a guy for the quarterback.
And Zimmer been around.
Do your job, and you don't lose against the read option if you do your job. You can't have one guy guarding the running back and the quarterback.
That's why they fought. That's why they were getting into it.
Yeah.
Because it's just 2 players.
Trouble in paradise.
I mean, and even though Henry ran for 151 yards, like, Lamar was the second leading rusher in that team, and that was 87 yards he rushed.
That's crazy. Nice. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, I was watching that, and you're seeing, the DTs of the Cowboys just getting blown off the line. So, it is what it is, bro. I'm going to take like I said last week, I get to enjoy all the games now because I'm not so focused on the Cowboys because I already know what to expect. 8-8, we still great.
That's right, baby. And I'll give you this for Dak Prescott. Even though he went 28 for 51 and ran and threw for 370 yards, he had 0 picks.
Let's go, baby.
So there was no interceptions.
So
that's trading up, right?
It is. I don't think Dak Shaw's problem though.
No, I don't think he's a problem either. No. I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns, but I mean, on the offensive side, I think it's still the rushing, man. Like,
yeah, Rico, we need you.
Rico had 32 yards. I mean, come on, man. Deuce Vaughn, 5 yards the game. I think he averages 5 yards a game. You know what I mean?
He got like 3 touches.
I don't know what everybody has against Dalvin Cook, but I think he's going to do way better than Vaughn. Come on, man.
Cowboys came out against the Browns, and Zeke was touching the ball. He was running, and he's like non-existent from the run game
3 carries this game. 3 carries, 6 yards.
Okay, so when are you going to start pointing the finger at Mike McCarthy?
It's been pointed, bro. I think this is last year. I honestly can't wait. We need somebody like Bill Belichick, bro. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yep.
Somebody said it online. I actually think it was RC. He was saying that like it would be a match made in heaven. Bill Belichick does not like the media. Doesn't want to be in front of the cameras. Jerry Jones loves that shit, bro. So let him coach, and you be the fucking front runner of every freaking news article.
Will Bill Belichick be able to work with Jerry Jones? Will Jerry Jones give him the authority and some of that power to like make the choices that he needs to make sure this team does win? So. I think that's the biggest issue.
He's gonna be like, just let me do what I have to do, and I'll win games.
I don't know. Bill Belichick's having a good time right now on TV.
He said he wants to coach, though.
Yeah, I mean, of course he's going to want to coach, but
I wouldn't put it past the Cowboys that's not an option, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think we have to see how the next 4 or 5 weeks go.
Yeah.
If y'all end up going like 1-6 or 1-7, y'all might scratch it for the year.
Then I'm looking at the receiving yards here, and I mean, you paid CD, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't even the leading receiver in the game. It was Ferguson, right? CD had 67 yards. He had 4 receptions.
That fumble was crucial, bro. And that's coaching. That's discipline, bro. That is what it is, bro.
And the
Mike
only
McCarthy
TDs
ain't got that discipline.
The only TDs we got were from Tolbert and Turpin.
Yeah, Turpin one was good though.
Yeah, Turpin is actually. I'm liking Turpin. I like him.
I've always liked him, bro. I've seen him when he was in the USFL or whatever it was. And bro, he was so fast. He made fast people look not fast.
I mean, and we always thought of him as like the returner.
Yeah,
but he can catch. Man.
He's got 2 TDs already.
Yeah,
he's got the return and he's got that one. So he could be a little hidden gem, but
hey, we'll see. Maybe I'll bounce back against the Giants. It's going to be tough for y'all, but we'll see. All right, let's go into the rest of the games. We had
Thursday night football.
Yeah, kind of a snooze fest on Thursday. Jets, Pats, 24-3. Aaron Rodgers looked good.
Tyler Conkin, man, he was a blanket for him. I mean, A-Rod, he kind of like distributed the ball well. I think what was it? Adam Lazard had one.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett had one. Tyler McCongan, he didn't have nothing, but he had like 5 receptions for like 94 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Breece Hall did his thing. The backup too. What's the backup's name? Something Ball, I think.
Breece Allen.
Yeah, but Braylon Allen, man, he was running hard too. So it's starting to come together up there. But it also is the Pats who have nobody.
Yeah, their defense was all right. You kind of got that sense during that game, like it was Aaron Rodgers' first game back at their stadium, their home stadium, right?
MetLife.
It's where he tore his Achilles, and so
it's also September. Very important for New Yorkers,
exactly.
New Yorkans.
Yeah, and so he was kind of scrambling a little bit, and you kind of hold your breath as you see him running, like, okay.
Especially when he got hit off to the sideline.
Yeah,
and he did the whole little, like, folding chair shit. I was like, oh, there it goes.
Yeah, but after, like, a few and him getting comfortable, like, he looked good. Aaron Rodgers looked good. For 38, 39?
Yeah, a little bit of drama at the end, too, huh?
Oh, yeah, with Coach Saleh, yeah.
No hooks there, man. No hooks there.
He ended up saying, he was like, oh, he's not much of a hugger, so I didn't know what he was doing. But yeah,
the Jets take that 3-24. Good game.
Yeah, it was a good
Snooze game.
I know, man. I mean, I had the Jets in my fantasy as my defense, so I was kind of going for them a little bit.
Like
I had Stevenson too.
Oh, and the running back.
He freaking
0.38 points.
0.38. Yeah.
That's so.
Dang, man,
hey, that's so terrible, bro. We had Giants versus Browns. Browns lose again.
They didn't look that bad though. They won last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they won. Last week won last week, and then they beat the Jags last week, and we're gonna get into the Jags in a sec. But they beat the Jags last week.
The Giants though are starting to roll, man. They got the ground game out of nowhere. Devin Singletary looks pretty good. Daniel Jones and Neighbors.
I know Neighbors is doing really good.
Malik Neighbors. He had a good day. 78 yards, 8 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's funny because in the beginning of the season, everybody was saying like Neighbors was like gonna not really do well, and he was gonna
he's a dog.
Yeah, man, he's doing really well. Like I don't know if we want to do the comparison yet, but some of them catches and his play is like they're comparing him to like young Odell.
Yeah,
I can see that because he did have a couple of one like that one in the back of the end zone in the corner where he like touched that. That was beautiful, bro.
Hey, some are saying I've been seeing on TV that he's the best Giants receiver they've ever had.
Oh,
that's not saying much.
He looks good.
I know they had some good receivers.
They've had some good receivers.
Oh, come on, Cruz, Papi. That was one of the.
I did used to like Cruz. I did.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was good, but no, they had some good receivers. But
hey, Or was that the Jets?
Yeah, they did have Plexico.
Oh, okay. Eagles Saints.
No,
wait. I want to say real quick.
Okay.
Everyone was talking shit on Daniel Jones. That, they saw the preseason, they saw what was happening, they saw those stupid picks, obviously. But Daniel Jones he's cooking. He's cooking a little bit.
When you have neighbors to throw the ball to, you can throw it anywhere and he'll probably catch it.
I think it takes him a little bit to start clicking. He's had bad offensive lines. He's coming off the ACL injury. He has new receivers. So, that's going to take a little bit of time. But if they start rolling, bro, if they beat the Cowboys on Thursday, that's going to be crazy.
We're not even, don't even.
Don't.
That's not even.
That's going to be
don't
crazy.
Even.
I could see it.
But let's say,
we lose to the Giants, fire McCarthy. Before
immediately,
yeah, like he's his bag. The movers are at his house already.
Don't let him ride on the plane. Don't let him on the plane. That man right there. No,
they're at the front of the gate waiting for Jerry Jones to send them the gate code.
Oh, that's crazy.
Let me say
Jerry,
this.
My badge don't work.
let me say this though, with him, like how the Giants are taking their time with him, with Daniels, and working it out, and
they are taking their time.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been
they're trusting him.
Yeah,
they ain't doing that with a lot of other teams with their young QBs.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? And they should.
Well, they kind of have no choice. They paid him $140 million.
Yeah, that's true.
Choice.
I don't know how they decided to pay him like that. I didn't see what they were seeing.
Let Saquon go.
Saquon, you did so good. We're gonna give Daniel Jones a contract.
Yeah,
and we're gonna let you test.
But Saquon chose to leave. It's not like they weren't gonna pay him.
He wanted to get paid. He didn't want to leave.
He did want to get paid.
That's all he talked about.
Remember on the Hard Knocks episode where they're on the phone?
I do remember that.
And he was like, "Hey, we're gonna end up, letting you test the market."
Yeah,
and see.
But I don't know if that was necessarily because they weren't gonna pay him. They wanted to see what was offered
His
to
value.
him, and then maybe offer him that. Maybe that was a tactic that the Giants wanted to do. Okay, what are they going to offer you? If it's more than what we want to, then okay, we kind of maybe we'll work it. But if not, if it's less, then it's better for us because then we can bring it back down to that. But
it worked out.
It definitely backfired for them.
It did work out.
It backfired for them. If that was what they were looking at doing, it definitely backfired.
I mean, it's kind of hindsight, right? We'll see in 10 weeks.
And they were probably trying to see how they were thinking as far as coming off injury. He didn't have the greatest year when he came back.
Yeah.
He was kind of not so good, but they were maybe it backfired a little bit on them.
Yeah. We'll see.
Like I said, they got us this week. We ain't never lost to the Giants, bro, basically. But
so
we own y'all.
You think Diggs is gonna just stay on Neighbors all game?
No.
They're gonna have to.
I feel like he's not.
Diggs gonna get cooked.
He's the best. He's the best corner that can cover right now, I think. Who else are you gonna put on him?
Don't matter who you put on him. You can put two on him.
You're going to put your best opportunity to,
Neighbors ain't like that yet.
Yeah, he ain't like that. I don't think so, but
like that, bro.
I mean, if he starts cooking, then we might have a conversation. But we'll see Thursday. There's 2 days away, so we'll see.
We got Eagles Saints. That was a good one. Low scoring game.
Very defensive game.
Shout out to the fam who was out there at the game. Looks like they had a blast.
Kamish. Y'all were out there, man.
Dallas Goedert went crazy. 10 catches, 170 yards. His long was a catch of 61 yards.
That rub route was executed perfectly, bro. That's exactly how you draw it up, bro.
That was a crazy game. It was good. It was a good defensive game. Saquon Barkley, I believe, had a long run, too, in that game for a touchdown.
Bro. He basically broke open the game for the Eagles because before that, the Saints looked like they almost started getting control in that game.
Yeah.
And then he just busted wide open, and that was it.
I think that was a good benchmark for the Saints and the Eagles.
Yep.
See
where you're at.
See where we're at. See how good we are offensively and defensively. And I think they showed out, both of them, both teams. They answered a lot of questions for sure.
Hey, but Gardner Johnson answered one question. Carr is still Derek Carr.
I don't know, Bob.
I don't know.
It's tough.
He went 14-25, 142 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception.
It was definitely different than when he played the shitty Cowboys, for sure. But
why you gotta say that like that? What you mean by that?
Remember, this is all recorded. I'm gonna come back week 6, and we're gonna see what the Steelers are.
We'll probably be 6-0. Think about it.
Who y'all play next week?
The Colts. Then we play the shitty Cowboys. Be ready for that. And then we have the Jets. That might be a challenge for us. So we could very well.
The Jets do have a good defense.
Yeah, they have a great defense for sure.
All right.
So we could very well be 6-0 by the time week 6 comes around. But that's just high hopes. I'll be realistic. I'll maybe say
no. We're just gonna have Aubrey kick the ball every time.
It's true. That's true.
Get 3 points.
Get your best player out on the field as much as you can.
Every time. That's like 3 possessions. That's 9 points right there, right off the bat.
Hey, Richard came after me though in the group chat when I told him that the Saints are going to light up the Eagles secondary, and He came back with receipts,
I know with
bro.
receipts,
He came back with receipts.
Dang. I was like, oh.
Gardner Johnson was listening to you too.
Hey, it was a good defensive game. That was a fun game to watch.
Good job.
This next one was shocker, bro.
Oh.
Texans versus Vikings.
Is it a shocker though?
Yes.
Are we just shocked because who like the Vikings, or like are we like not seeing that the Vikings are?
I think it's both, because this also was another benchmark game for both teams coming in.
Yes.
Vikings are hot. Texans are good. They have a good defense and a good offense. Come in and see your benchmark of who's better, where are you at right now in the league, and what is your team going to look like going forward. Yep. And the Vikings came out and dominated, bro.
Destroyed.
Destroyed them, bro.
I guess I'm overreaching with destroyed, but
no, they destroyed.
Destroyed. Yeah. Like, what does it say more about the Saints, the Texans? I'm sorry, or the Vikings?
I think
the
it's
Vikings.
Yeah,
it says 100% more about the Vikings, because they answered the call. They came in defensively. Bro, they gave CJ Stroud the business, bro. He looked frustrated all game, bro. Couldn't get the run going. No, none of the receivers can get any separation. And on the opposite side, bro, freaking Sam Darnold, MVP.
I think he's leading right now in the MVP race, which is wild.
This is his stats to today, like his full stat. He has 657 yards, which puts him 13th in the league.
Okay.
8 touchdowns. Which he's first. He's leading with touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and then the QBR of 73.5. So he's 5th in QBR.
Yeah.
That's 8 tutties, though. 8 tutties, man. And then 8 tutties on 49ers, on the Texans. And who's week 1?
Good teams. He's playing good defenses.
He's playing good defenses.
Yeah, he's playing like not scrubs. So it's crazy, man. So kudos to Sam Darnold. Kudos to
reinvigorated this guy's career.
There's only one. Yes, exactly. Like he's got it. Does he got to get? Does somebody have to pay this guy? Like
he might.
You know what I'm saying?
He might.
I mean, Kirk Cousins was on the same team and he didn't look that good.
No, I don't know. But their defense
I wouldn't say no.
He didn't look this good.
No, yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, right. Like, and he had the same pieces.
Yeah,
he had Justin Jefferson. I don't know, but to go back to the MVP race, like, yeah, he's definitely in the conversation right now. But there's one other player that's definitely in that conversation. But we'll get to that later.
Hey, KOC, Kevin O'Connell, man. He's the head coach for the Vikings. He's getting it done, man.
Young cat, too.
Yeah, they're doing something good over there.
I mean, there's a common trend right now, man. A lot of the young heads in the league are starting to get things done with analytics and, putting like actual, numbers to it, whereas, you can see some of the old coaches are starting to struggle.
4th and 3? Go for that shit.
Oh, it's light green. It's light green.
and I'm going to put these stats out here for Sam Darnold for that game. Sam Darnold was 17 for 28, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns.
All right.
Sounds like a good game, right? Sounds like he played a very good game. Now, if you go to CJ Stroud, he had 30 for 31, 20 for 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, but those 2 picks, right?
Well, and that also shows you that their defense was getting turnovers, and Sam Darnold was playing on a short field, rather than the Texans having to play from behind, playing a longer field. So their defense, that's what I'm most surprised about, because last year their defense sucked.
Yeah,
their defense was bad last year. One of the worst. I think it was bottom 10 in the NFL last year.
At least you're talking about the Vikings, or
the Vikings. I think it was like bottom 10 in the NFL last year, and they've completely done a 180. And could it be Andrew Van Ginkel? They gave him a 2-year, $50 million deal.
Oh, you know what? I like
crazy. He's been going crazy.
He's the one that had that pick, right? That pick 6. Yeah, I like him. He's the defensive end.
Yeah. He was with Miami before.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so he's been going crazy. They're doing some good things over there for sure.
He was definitely my player of the week 1. That was nice.
Yeah. Next, we got Broncos versus Bucks. Hey. Jesus Christ. The team who couldn't score more than 6 points against the Steelers, 6 points against the Steelers, came out and scored 26 points on the Buccaneers.
They were clicking. I'm not going to lie. I was watching that game too.
They were clicking.
Man, they hit the one dude that came from Detroit. Is Josh Reynolds? They hit him on a nice pass,
John Jay, San Antonio, Texas, baby.
Yes, sir.
Josh Reynolds.
Representing out there now. Now he's smoking all that weed up there. And, man, but he was balling out there, man. Honestly, Bo Nix, he had a big
Nix, man.
Bro, that run, remember that run? That was good.
First half of the entire game, because I watched that game too, because I have Baker Mayfield as my QB in fantasy. But, man, I was like, man, Bo Nix was doing
looks good.
Work.
Yeah?
Man. He looked good.
He was looking good.
Y'all liking Bo Nix?
I like Bo Nix.
So that must be a testament to the Steelers defense completely shutting him down.
Oh my God!
Completely the week before, completely shutting him down.
I think what it is, they're like, look at all these little mistakes I made. Let's clean it up because this team wasn't that good. We just shot ourselves in the foot.
No, but he looked good. I mean, again, it's not that y'all shut him down, but they also just take the buck switch.
So they just played the Bucks.
So does that mean they are on fraud alert?
So yeah,
the Bucks are on fraud alert. I'm gonna say the Bucks are on fraud alert
for taking that L. Honestly, against the Broncos, Bo Nix, I would say that too.
No, but not just taking an L, man.
They got
6-7, and then they get the 7 points like in the third. It was like the third quarter going into the second. Like it was a blowout in the beginning.
Baker Mayfield looking like old Baker Mayfield?
No, I wouldn't say he looked like old Baker, because he still threw pretty well.
He didn't look like Cleveland Baker, but he looked like Panthers.
But I don't think they had
Panthers Baker.
No, he didn't look like Panthers Baker. He definitely didn't look like Rams Baker. More Cleveland for sure.
More Cleveland Baker.
Cleveland under Kitchens.
Maybe I don't think the running game didn't help him at all.
No.
Like they couldn't get the run going. I mean, he threw 25 for 33, 163 yards. Like that's not bad. He had one pick.
The corner, there's a corner for the Broncos. One of the only white corners in the NFL. He had the best rating this past week for cornerbacks in the NFL. It was like a 95.8 or something. Probably, I think, the only starting white corner in the league.
And another thing with the Bucks, I mean, Godwin was their leading receiver. Who do you think was their second? Who do you think would either be their first or the second?
Well, if it's not Mike Evans, it had to be. I would think Mike Evans, but probably it was Otten.
Yeah, definitely Otten. What do you think Evans was?
Fourth?
Not even. Oh, he was fourth. Fourth
was Mick.
They probably game plan took him away.
Like, Mike was their fourth leading receiver, and he only had 2 receptions. Like,
yeah.
Do you think there's something wrong with Mike Evans, or
no? I just think they probably game plan to take him away. Patrick Surtain is nice, so they probably put him on there and just kind of tried their best to take him away. And then their defensive line probably just put a lot of pressure on. I did see Baker running for his life, bro. Running for his life. So
their center was out too. I think they had the backup center.
I think their O-line's a problem.
There's a lot of injuries on that offensive line as well. So
there was a lot of this week. There was a lot of O-line injuries.
There was
a ton of injuries. But
and then also on the defensive end, Viteo was out too. So that kind of didn't help them on the defensive side. Which he's a monster. I think. I think he needs to leave Tampa. Come to Dallas. And that'll change that whole defense.
Packers versus Titans. Packers ended up winning that 30-14.
Malik
Willis, he's cooking.
Malik's famous Phillies.
Oh, but also though, Titans look trash. They looked bad. What's their quarterback?
Levis.
Will Levis.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Real quick, they got rid of Malik Davis.
Malik Willis. Last year they got rid of Malik Willis. Not even last year. 2 weeks before the season started.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point the Titans just need to rebuild.
They need Mike Vrabel back. They fired
because they lost everybody. I mean, they lost the Henry. Henry's gone, right? Willis gone. Like, who did they bring in?
They brought in Tony Pollard.
Hopkins still there.
They got Calvin Ridley.
Ridley's trying to find his place after the
suspension. I think it's Will Levis. Bro.
Yeah, because he's not seeing the field right yet. No, I mean, he's still young.
Yeah, he's young too. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know.
And it sucks because you don't have really...
You know who they need back?
Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill. Imagine like Andy Dalton situation. They bring Ryan Tannehill back, just bench Will Levis for a few games or whatever the case may be.
I agree. I think that's something that they need to do. Rather than just give up on these young guys, like, bring in one of those.
It goes back
veterans,
to our conversation from last week, the type of league it is now. But he's making a lot of mistakes. Titans are 0-3. And so it's not
he played well at the end of the season last year. Like, he was doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. I had high hopes for him. Like, I was like, all right, he's good. I'm liking after the whole his whole ex-girlfriend situation, and I was like, oh man, he's got to recover from that. And he played well at the end of the season. I was like, okay, he's gonna have a good season.
But I really do like Mike Vrabel as a coach. I really think they messed up by firing Mike Vrabel. I really don't think it was him.
He's still out there, right?
I think he's like an assistant coach for the Browns. Not even like an assistant, more like a
right?
Yeah.
But
He's just a consultator or something.
I would say Levis, he did throw for 260, so that's not bad. I mean, he did have the 2 picks, but
yeah, a lot of it was garbage time though. Yeah. They're down by a bunch.
I mean, and Hopkins did kind of show up a little bit. He was kind of MIA these past couple weeks. But
yeah.
He had the touchdown, 73 yards. But you know who's been kind of quiet? Mr. Pollard over there.
Tony Pollard had their run game in general has kind of been non-existent.
You know.
Yeah, and they talk about us.
Hey, I tell a lot of people when we talk about, you know, the Cowboys running backs, even from the seasons before, I just never really went full in with Pollard. Like, I know he was good and he was fast and he like broke tackles and he was really great. And then after he had the injury, I guess he wasn't the same, but I just never really went full in with Pollard. I just didn't see him as that guy.
He was one of the best running backs in the NFL before he broke his ankle.
Like 2 years ago, yeah. That lightning thunder.
Yeah.
Punch.
I don't know. Maybe it was just his size. I thought, like, man, it was only a matter of time. I don't know. It was just something about him. I just couldn't, like, I just didn't see him as, like, oh, man, this guy is going to be, like, that. Pay him, keep him. We need him here running the ball for the Cowboys. Like,
but like, look at it now. I would say Tony Pollard would be so successful right now in the Cowboys.
Hey, 20 million successful?
You think so?
Not 20 million successful, but like, what was Saquon's contract? Wasn't I don't even think
Saquon
Saquon was 20 million.
Yeah.
Saquon, but I'm talking money.
Agent that was there that would sign somebody else. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I wish I would have had Aaron Jones. I wish we
and they were all there, right? All of them were available.
Aaron Jones with
Joe
Vikings.
Mixon,
man.
They were all there, bro. What did we end up with?
Kendricks from the. That's like the biggest thing they picked up was Kendricks.
5'4" Deuce Vaughn.
No, and that experience.
But I'm saying in the off season that like their pickups were what Kendricks from Minnesota. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kendricks is good, playing well, but what they were needing, they didn't go and get. Yeah. I thought we were all in, you know.
Yeah, but one more thing, going back to the Packers, man. Again, we talk about the young coaches and the analytics. Matt LaFleur, he's got them playing. Dude, he had Malik Willis. If you close your eyes and you kind of squint a little bit, you would have thought that was Black Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Hey, I'm with you. Malik.
Is that Robert Downey Jr.?
Malik Willis, man.
I'm the fool. Playing the fool.
Love healthy. What do? Do you put him starting automatically?
No.
Or do you let him? Do you just let him sit until he's 100%?
You can't afford it. I don't think you can afford it.
No,
but Malik is playing so well, though.
No,
I think that was just one bad
game. No. Back-to-back games.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. I like Malik Willis. The Steelers were gonna end up drafting Malik Willis, but it's Jordan Love. Come on, Jordan Love is definitely a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Jordan Love is a great quarterback. If he's healthy, you play him. You're not going to play Malik Willis over Jordan Love.
But you don't. Hey, but you don't.
But it's what you want. You want a good quarterback room, right? In case someone were to get hurt, you have someone that can come in and actually play.
And that's kind of what the Patriots were doing in the past too, with Jimmy Garoppolo, Brissett, and they were building those QB rooms. But look at them now, like, because they wanted to play. You put Garoppolo, Brissett sitting, like. You know, and then now they go to these other teams and they're just not the same. You know?
There's not a lot of places in the league where you're going to have a QB room that you have two really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So if Jordan Love becomes healthy, you definitely put Jordan Love back in. Malik Willis is young, but he's getting there. And I think he's eventually going to move on from the Packers and go to find a starting position in the league.
100%.
And this is just adding to his resume.
I mean, this game, I mean, and again, it's the Titans, right? Yeah. You're right. But, I mean, 13 for 19. He's still got to get that ball to the receiver.
I'm so excited for him. He's playing so good.
202 yards, man.
I like it.
Hey, speaking of a team that has no QB room, Dolphins and Seahawks.
Oh, I know. Seahawks destroyed the Dolphins 3-24. I think the Dolphins season is over. Not only do they lost Tua, but Skylar Thompson is hurt, and I think is day to day. And so I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback.
I don't even know that quarterback's name. Number 3, QB3, whoever was throwing out there, it was wild.
No clue. And
at this point, you have to think about, hey, Ryan Tannehill. At some point, hey, he was there before.
But you were saying Joe Flacco last week.
Joe Flacco,
pretty boy Flacco, bro.
Yeah, Joe Flacco would be a good one.
Everybody wants Flacco to go over there, bro. In all my other leagues, all my little chat platforms, hey, they can get him for the cheap.
Get Russell Wilson. Nah, I don't think the Steelers would do that because they have Russell so cheap. They would make a team give him like a second round pick or something for that.
Right.
Back Cam Newton.
Cam Newton, imagine.
And he would do it too.
Hey, he's gonna have a helmet with his hair sticking at the top.
Hey, can I cut a little right here?
It's like you might as well wear the Guardian, man. But you know what? It's funny. It's not funny. It sucks because like Tyreek, he went through all that at the beginning of the season, and he wanted to be like, oh, this is it. But now, like, that's pretty much the end of his season, right?
I think their season is chalked.
Yeah.
Unless Tua can come back and win 10 games straight,
it ain't gonna be the same, man.
Yeah.
Tua's not gonna be the same.
Hey,
and it's Tim Boyle is their third string. Tim Boyle.
That's unfortunate.
7 for 13. 79 yards for the little bit he played. It's like, every given Sunday. You ever watch every given Sunday? You never watch every
Which one, with Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, that's been too long.
Beeman, Beeman was like third string, right? And he came in and he was like the star, Maybe we got a Beeman. Tim Beeman Boyle, baby. Tim Beeman Boyle.
Let's not start that. Hey, watch us week 8 and let's revisit this.
Hey, no, but
you're throwing to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You have Tyreek Hill on your team. Anything's possible when you have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
And a Kane, man. Like this is Tim. If let's say Tim is the guy next week, this is your best opportunity to show like, hey, I can help this team. Yeah, right.
Hey, we've seen a QB4 come in and win 7 championships. Tom Brady.
All right,
okay, he was a QB4, but
yeah, he was.
I agree.
He was literally drafted, and he was the 4th string quarterback.
Hey, Tim Beeman Boyle, baby. Get that jersey.
We'll see how that goes. Hey, Seahawks, they're rolling 3-0. They're playing good. DK Metcalf looks good.
DK he's getting long balls too, man. Geno's throwing it out there.
It shows with his 2 interceptions. He's just throwing it, hopefully he catches it.
No, but that's what it is.
It's easy to throw to DK.
I'll take those though. Because you're giving your receivers a chance.
Yeah,
on those 50-50s.
Yeah, but they're running the ball well too, so that helps them out a lot. So the run game definitely plays a part. Helps you be able to get that ball. In the passing, and the run game's helping them for sure.
Panthers Raiders.
Ooh,
that's a good one. 36-22. Coming off of not scoring like more than 10 points in the first few games, Panthers come out and drop 36 on the Raiders. Yeah. Does that tell you more about the Panthers, or does that tell you more about the Raiders? Raiders have been having not the greatest of a season, but Panthers were looking good. And I think it's not really about Bryce Young. I don't think he's young. Yeah. Andy Dalton's been doing it for 15 years. He's gonna be more comfortable in the pocket. He's gonna manage the offense a lot better than a second-year guy. But they look good. Shout out to Deontay Johnson.
And I'm not a Bryce Young fan by all means. I'm against Alabama players. I just don't like Alabama players. UT baby all day. But hey, send Bryce to Miami. I bet you he'll help. Yeah. Just throw the ball in the air to Tyreek, and hey, he'll catch it.
I like Deontay Johnson, but he's no Tyreek Hill for sure.
No, I hear that. But I will say this: Andy Dalton came in. He stepped up to the plate and put that team on notice, bro. And that's why Andy Dalton is my Dosarita player of the week, baby. He did great, man. Like, he's so good, bro. He was throwing dimes, bro. There was one that he threw a seam to Deontay Johnson, and, bro, it was like, bloop, right into his little bread basket in the end zone. One of the best passes I've seen all year, bro. So, absolutely, man, kudos to you, bro. I'm glad you're still doing it, bro. Good job, Panthers. Hopefully Bryce Young gets another shot in the league, and he learns a lot from Andy Dalton because he's a seasoned vet, bro. He knows what he's doing out there. He knows how to read coverage. So.
Yeah, I think he will.
And I want to say, I saw this cool little stat. It says that an all Panthers lineup in your fantasy would have given you 131 points in week 3.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. An all Panthers lineup.
Everybody on the Panthers.
I did leave Johnson on the bench. I was mad.
He
went off, right?
He went off.
Let me grab him.
Hubbard went for 27. Like, that's crazy. Like, a whole Panthers lineup would have given you a win in any league.
And it was just one of those, like, NFL chalks that up,
Yeah.
They bench their quarterback. They bring in the vet.
Yeah.
They're 0-2. They should fall to 0-3. And boom, they come out and just destroy.
I think Raiders thought, like, oh, QB switch. Yeah. We're going to run through these guys. And didn't come prepared. It showed.
Well, that's why there might be some trouble in paradise over in Las Vegas. So you hear their head coach come out and, like, seems like some people were making some business decisions out there. well, we're going to make some business decisions too. So there might be some trouble over there. I think that's kind of where the speculation is coming from. Devontae Adams.
Hey, Antonio Pierce kind of remind me of Ron Rivera, man. I feel like he gonna end up getting his mouth is gonna end up getting him in trouble. Bro.
Nah, but he's a good coach because he was a player, man.
No,
and once he left the Panthers and went to the Commanders, like he did really good. He still put some.
Sometimes Rivera used to say shit that we'd be like,
but Rivera's an old head, bro.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
This next one's a good one. This was we're coming up to the last couple Monday nights. Yeah, Jags versus Bills. The Bills were just dominating again. Another week of them just playing phenomenal football. They beat the Jags 47-10. And the question that's coming up in everybody all day is Trevor Lawrence a bust?
Nah, it's not his fault. He's good. It's something
Trevor
else.
Lawrence has been playing bad. He's been playing bad football. Not even just the team. Trevor Lawrence has been playing bad football.
Yeah.
He's too happy in the pocket, keeps rolling out, missing throws. You see the pick to DeMar Hamlin? He threw it 8 feet over the receiver's head.
Yeah, there was nobody there but DeMar Hamlin, bro.
But again, they're playing the Bills.
They are playing the Bills.
Bro, I know now, the Bills are doing everything. Even their water boys are like precision with the water. Everything. All.
And like you had referenced Sam Darnold MVP race. The other player that I have there, if not the MVP, but in that conversation, Josh Allen, man.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Josh Allen right now, so far throughout the this year, 634 yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
That's big.
92.6 QBR. That's the number 1 QBR rating in the league. So
in the league,
and that's been his thing his whole career is the turnovers.
Yep.
And he has 7 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 9 touchdowns total. 0 turnovers.
Yep.
And the way he's been playing, the way they've been scoring, and the way he's been running the offense, I legit think he is the best quarterback right now as of week 3 in the NFL.
It really helps.
Yeah.
It helps that he has James Cook though, man. James Cook.
It does.
He gives you yaks. So.
Yeah, but
he still didn't rush more than Josh.
Yeah,
no, that's true.
But he was talking about it in their press conference. Is like they have a everybody eats mentality, and I think he kind of threw a shot to Diggs because he was like, when we don't care about our stats or how many touchdowns we have or how many catches we have, and everybody gets to eat, then we thrive.
So you're saying is that he ain't throwing interceptions because he ain't having to throw the Diggs?
Force feed Diggs, maybe. That's possible.
Maybe. You don't have that added pressure of having to feed somebody, and that makes sense a lot because taking it back to that playoff game with Cowboys and Packers, I feel like that Dak Prescott pick 6 when he was trying to force feed it to CD that pick was a direct result of trying to force feed somebody, bro. So I'm glad that like Josh Allen doesn't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? He can just throw to anybody.
He's distributing.
But
for the
fantasy players, man.
I saw this saying though. I was telling Aldo earlier. Chrysler 300 looks like a Rolls Royce until Rolls Royce pulls up. Josh Allen, baby, he's that Rolls Royce.
Hey, even Mitchell Trubisky played, and he tried to get some rushing yards, but it didn't work out so well.
I really do think, and we'll continue to monitor the situation, but I really do think it's not looking out for Trevor Lawrence.
No, it's not. It's not him because that's a brand. He's 4 years in. I think Doug Peterson is on the hot seat.
Okay, but they said the same thing back. Their last coach, Urban Meyer.
Oh, but Urban Meyer was a fuck up, bro. Come on now.
Okay, but now, so now you're
Doug
saying
Peterson at least trying.
Okay, you're saying Urban Meyer's a fuck up. They were losing. Now Doug Peterson's the head coach.
They had a very good season last year.
They're still losing. They did not have a very good season. They got destroyed last year.
What was it the year before?
And the year before that is when they lost with Urban Meyer. Then they had Doug Peterson, and then after last year they went into the playoffs and got destroyed. They didn't have a great season.
But they made it. I mean, regular season they made it to the playoffs.
So we'll see. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. We'll see how he is, but just put it into perspective.
You call him Sunshine?
That's what everybody does, bro.
I never called him Sunshine before.
That's a college thing. That's from
Remember the Titans.
Yeah. So
Bears Colts. That was a close game, 16-21. I feel like Caleb Williams has progressed every week so far.
Yeah.
He threw for 360 something yards.
Yeah, he did.
So they played well. Their offensive line is just very bad in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Their run game is non-existent. It's kind of like the Cowboys a little bit, where they can pass the ball, and their quarterback is not a dummy. He knows what he's doing, but you can't do anything when you can't run.
Yeah.
You can't do play action. You can't bring in the linebackers right with that play action. When you just sit back there and you're getting pressured 50% of the time or 60% of the time, especially on a young quarterback, it's going to be tough, right? That's why I think Bryce Young had his struggles. Mm-hmm. But the Bears don't have a quarterback to go back to like that, and they're not going to bench their first pick of this past draft. And so I don't know. I don't think Caleb Williams is a bust. I still think it's way too early. I just think that their O-line is very bad. If they get a run game going, they're going to look better. From what I've seen from week 1 to week 3, he's already improved so much. And I feel like once it starts clicking, they're going to start winning some games. Their defense plays really well. And yeah, I mean, I like the Bears. I hope they turn it around. Colts aren't too bad.
I think Anthony Richardson, man, I mean, he's a specimen, bro. He's going to be great, I feel like. If he can just stay healthy, he can get his QB focus, bro, because he was throwing some crazy stuff, bro. There was one where he threw, and it was like a lob, and he lobbed it as an interception. I was like,
it was like 5-10 yards out, right, into the end zone.
Like, especially with having shoulder injuries, right?
Yeah, so I think he stays healthy. He gets his fundamentals down. He's got the talent.
So, he reminds me like of a better Michael Vick.
Ooh, that's
because Michael Vick can sling the ball.
I don't know about better,
but I don't know about the speed. But like he
reminds me of Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I don't know. I don't think Cam Newton could really throw the ball like that.
He could. He just wasn't like the most accurate, but he had an arm. He could throw it.
Well, I don't even think Anthony Richardson's accurate. He has a cannon, bro.
I mean, nobody has a cannon. I don't think anybody would ever have a cannon like Michael Vick. I mean, Richardson, yes, but Cam Newton
has a cannon.
Can't throw like Vick. You know?
No,
Vick can throw the ball.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, he was throwing to Deshaun.
I also
this is where JJ is gonna put a Steelers Mike Vick.
Hey, Mike Vick was on the Steelers, baby.
There it is.
He was on the Steelers.
Why do you feed him? Why do you feed him like that?
Hey,
funny, bro.
The NFL runs through the Steelers, baby.
No,
never forget it.
But before we finish the recap, I do want to ask Caleb or Jaden number one pick. Would you have picked Jaden Daniels as your number one, or would you stuck with Caleb?
Jaden Daniels looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to put a little caveat on it because Bengals secondary is trash. Their defense is garbage.
Okay, well, don't tell Cam Taylor-Britt that.
He needs to stop talking, bro. He needs to stop talking for real. Ever since he started talking, they've been losing. They're 0-3.
That's true. Yeah.
But I think Jaden Daniels, he played so good last night.
He did.
I think he was one of the more NFL-ready quarterbacks for sure. But I wouldn't put him, I wouldn't say if I were Chicago, I would have picked Jaden Daniels first. You 100% pick Caleb Williams 10 out of 10 times. They're in different situations. Kind of goes back to the Cowboys. Who's their head coach? The Commanders. Dan Quinn.
God, don't remind me, man.
And Cowboys come out. They have a terrible defense. Commanders come in. They're playing well. Dan Quinn's their head coach. Their offensive line looks good.
They literally have our offensive line.
Austin Eckler was playing well until he got a concussion. They kind of have I wouldn't say a two-headed snake, right? Because I don't think super highly of them. But Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah,
that's a good backfield to have. Scary Terry was waiting for a quarterback to just throw him the ball down the field.
Yeah, he looks good.
He looks a couple of big long passes. It's about time, man.
Yeah. And Jaden Daniels leads the NFL in first down runs or getting first downs on third down, so he can make plays. Right when it comes to needing a first down, you're third and short or third and medium. Jaden Daniels leads the league in getting a first down for his team. So he does have to stop taking the hits, right? Because Anthony Richardson got hurt, and Anthony Richardson probably weighs 50, 60 more pounds than he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's playing good. Commanders are 2-1. I don't think anyone expected that to happen. But I love it, man. I just also fuck the Bengals. They're 0-3. Yeah. Macaulay Culkin over there at quarterback needs to go back.
I think it's the hair, right? He cursed them with the hair.
He cursed them with the hair, bro.
And I will say, too, that I didn't know until this game that Daniels didn't have any passing TDs until this game.
Yeah.
And his first TD
No, it's rushing touchdowns.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
His first passing TD is a fantasy players, owners' nightmare if you have any of the wide receivers in the Commanders. Because he threw it to a tackle.
He threw it to their tackle, bro.
Hey, you know what? But like I was telling JJ, man, that's a tackle's dream. That's anybody on the
offensive
line,
dream,
man. Like,
it's your
that's our
dream,
dream, bro. And you can tell it was his dream, bro, because he hit every freaking celebration move he could ever think of, bro.
So if you're Jaden Daniels or the tackle, who's keeping the ball?
The tackle.
Oh man, I gotta give it to Daniels. This is first touchdown.
Like that's true.
Hey,
is it really sentiment because he ran the ball for touchdowns before?
That's true. But he never passed.
No, you know what? I tell him like this. There's an easy way to settle it. Let's fight. Let's fight. He's like, because keep the ball.
Because you as an offensive lineman catching that touchdown in an NFL game that,
I'm keeping that.
That's never probably gonna happen again.
You're gonna have to fight me for that.
Imagine telling my son, Dad, weren't you on the O-line? Weren't you left tackle? Yes, son, but I cut that left, bro. I cut that dig route. Caught that ball.
Hey, that was funny. That was a good one. And then he ended up throwing one to Scary Terry for sure to kind of steal the game. That was a dime, bro. And he got clocked on it, bro. When he threw that 50-yard touchdown, he got hit.
I think that's like his longest pass
of his career, college included. So it was good, man. That was a good game. I'm definitely glad that the Bengals are 0-3.
Keep playing that college offense, I guess. That works.
Keep playing that college offense.
Works.
Hey, Cameron Taylor-Britt needs to stop talking, bro. And until they at least go above 500, right, and not 0-3, he needs to just shut his mouth and not talk. All right, great week of football. Let's get into our fantasy here. The main attraction, Family Feud. All right, let's go over a little recap from last week on some of our matchups that we had. We had Saints Row Jesus versus a Punisher, which is Rick.
Yep.
Jesus, you ended up on top.
Yeah, man. I mean, I at first I was a little nervous, going into it, but man, everybody stepped up. I had finally a Amari Cooper sighting. He did pretty good for me. Amari Cooper did great. Amon-Ra, finally, he did good. Devin Singletary did great. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of production from. I mean, it helps when. Lamar Jackson is running all over the place. So, it was a good game. Sorry, Rick, man. I had to send you packing with that L, dog. But,
Rick down to 0-3.
0-3, man.
Right now. Rough start for Rick.
Rick, if you're at the bottom, there ain't no getting out of the loser's punishment, okay? There ain't no getting out.
Hey, you had Mark Cooper went off for you.
Yeah, Amari Cooper went off for me.
27.6 points.
Yeah, I had some points on the bench too, man. I had
Jawan Jennings on the bench.
Yes, I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, no one thought he was gonna go off like that though.
No, I figured, but you know what? I think one thing we didn't talk about was I think Brock Purdy got a back injury.
Yeah, it's back soreness.
That's it. Okay,
his pussy's tight.
Oh, well, I'll take the win this week. This week coming up though. We got a brotherly banter battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll get it.
There.
Yeah, we'll get into that
we'll
into
talk
this
about
week.
That. We'll talk.
Then we have me versus Mark. Man, I got fucked over again. Second week in a row by the Dallas Cowboys defense.
It's because we don't like you. Drop them so we can do good
again. 2 weeks and -1 points from a defense is blasphemous. Like, I just need you to not suck. Pretty much it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Cowboys and I'll support them. They're America's team. Hey, there's still good things that can happen this year, and we them boys. But what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing every week and expecting a different result.
And that's
exactly what you do.
And it's not even expecting a different result. I just expect them to not suck. That's it.
I mean,
they have negative.
Again,
points,
as much as I love the Cowboys, they're just not.
As a defense to go out and have negative points.
But we're like known for not being able to stop the run, and then you say, hey, we're going up against King Henry, who could just fall and get 5 yards.
And Lamar Jackson.
They were at the top 2, top 3 defense last year.
Well, when you lose like half the defensive line, you lose safety.
Who'd you lose on your defense line?
Dorrance Armstrong. We lost
weak.
Sam Williams. What are you talking about? Weak. Hey, rotational player. You was just talking about the backup guy from High Towers. He's still good too. Dog, that's how it is too. It's like Armstrong was good, bro. He would actually take the place of D-Law or Micah Parsons and get sacks. Yeah. He was nice. And then Sam Williams just injured, so that just sucks. But he'd be nice, bro. And right now we're still trying to get
Bland healthy.
Well, I'm talking about the line. Nealon, we just got him.
Oh, Nealon, yeah, Nealon healthy.
So, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, man, that's on you, buddy. That's on you.
And there's still time. I think once the defense gets healthy, I think we're seeing a different Cowboys team.
But it's too late for him.
But
too late.
I lose by 10 points, bro. I lost this past week by 10 points, and they got -1 point.
But wait, didn't you have somebody else playing too that didn't do too good for you?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs didn't help you out.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs didn't have a good game, which is crazy because they scored 30
Dobbins.
points.
You didn't expect Dobbins to, you know. You kind of.
I expected Dobbins to not score more than 10.
I don't know. I kind of expected more from Dobbins.
I expected more from CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys defense.
Yeah.
So basically, the Cowboys players is
well, that's what it is. Like Cowboys players do not like Steelers fans, so they're gonna not play and
blasphemous. So I ended up taking the L. I go down to 1-2. Mark, number 1 in the league right now. He is 3-0. So he's doing something right.
DK Metcalf, 20 points.
I think this week it wasn't that he did so well. I just think you did bad, and
which is crazy because like most of my
during week 2 he played the Bucks, which was Robin. And
it was a low-scoring game for sure.
He scored 151, and in week 2 he scored 151 and played against Robin, and I think that was his best week because he even had his bench he had Ridley going off, but that was that one game.
Mark, man, he's using that commissioner influence, dog.
Week one he did pretty good. He played Jose and did 132, so still pretty good. Yeah,
it's all right. We bounced back. The Bucks versus What's Under the Towel, Isaiah. That was a close game, 122.62, 117.46. Robin ended up coming on top, and predominantly because of
Josh Allen.
Allen,
31 points. That's
30 banger,
and then Saquon 33. Shit, that's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, hey, Robin might be a contender this year, bro.
He just lost Eckler.
Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley.
He's second place right now. So
he is, yeah.
He told me
even though he lost
research this time.
Even though he lost to Mark, he's still second. Him and Mark 1 and 2.
Hey, but check this out though. You just reading the top 3 of Isaiah's team, right? And thinking oh yeah, this guy's gonna win. Joe Burrow, 25 points.
Oh yeah.
Derrick Henry, 30 points. Jonathan Taylor, 26 points. And then the rest of his team just shit the bed.
Oh
no, but at the same time though,
goose egg, bro.
Damn. But the benches though. I mean, Thielen's out. I mean, he doesn't really have a very good bench, so
he doesn't. No, bye weeks might hurt him, but
yeah.
Far and few between. We'll see how that goes.
I don't know, man. That bench plays a big part. No, I'm talking about the Bucks.
Yeah,
yeah. His bench isn't very good, but
very top heavy for sure.
Yeah.
Then we had Rich versus Sosa. That one was Sosa struggling a little bit right now.
Sosa got demolished, bro. Let's be honest.
He did. Yeah, it's 122 to 87.
We didn't expect CJ to not,
CJ Stroud. Yeah,
CJ Stroud. He's also missing CMC.
Yes, bro. CMC.
And then
wait. Hold up. He ain't missing CMC because CMC hasn't even played yet.
Yeah.
So true. You have to have him play, then leave to miss him.
Hey, it's like Sosa was like, I'll trade my pick for next year's draft because he did not have a first round pick basically.
I mean, he could have started Hubbard. Hubbard was on his bench.
He did go crazy.
Yeah, he put a lot of trust in Tony Pollard, who gave him only
that 6. That kind of would have got him right there. 27,
that's what I'm saying.
28 points.
Yeah, but you got to take who you're going to take? Pollard. So you got to take out those 5.
Yeah.
So take out those 5 and put those other 27. I mean, he's to be sure.
Yeah, he still would have lost for sure. But hey, CMC, bro, that situation's crazy. He's in Germany, going to Germany to see an Achilles specialist. Supposedly he got a stem cell transplant onto his Achilles.
Oh, man.
They really trying to fix him, bro.
I don't know.
This was crazy. I feel like low-key that came out of nowhere where it was that serious. Like
it was like, a little bit of calf soreness.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's like, hey, you might not play again.
It went from calf soreness to we're about to fucking cut your leg off, bro. Like your fucking Achilles is gone.
He's gonna come back like Alex Smith,
bro. That was crazy.
That's messed up. Alex Smith was fired, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy.
All right, here's another one, man. This was the game of the week.
Game of the week.
Guns versus Dak Street Boys.
And I was scared because I started Thursday. The Jets, my defense did well, but my running back gave me a freaking goose egg.
Oh, yeah.
It gave me 0.3. I'm like, man, this is gonna be bad.
A bad week.
But I mean, I did come out.
Oh, Neighbors.
Yeah, Neighbors, man. Neighbors and Goddard
and
hooked
Zach
me up.
Moss.
And Moss, yeah, Moss hooked me up, and even Bass, the kicker, hooked me up. Like, it was looking good. I came back and I kind of took that, and man, I kind of beat him. I feel bad, but like I destroyed him.
Hey, that was a good game from Zach Moss.
No, yeah, Zach Moss, yeah. And I had Williams on the bench, and he gave 31.
Kyron Williams, yeah. Why are you benching Kyron Williams?
I was going over, some strategy, and like I was like, nah, it's called Fantasy Plus, and like.
No, okay. RoboCop, bro.
Yo, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works.
Hey, look, Kyron Williams, week 1, 14.4 points. Week 2, 15.20. Yeah. Week 3, 31.6.
He's a fire running back.
I don't know why you benched him.
He catches the ball, bro, in space too, all the time.
And for in my defense, I thought the Niners were gonna kind of do more as far as holding them down because they were playing the Niners.
But I will say they were going into that week with an injury. Didn't Hargrave was out?
Yeah, and I think Warner was hurt too. Well, so, but I mean, I thought the Niners defense was gonna kind of, contain him a little bit. So I was kind of worried out. And to be fair, I was like, man, I don't know if I wanted to bench him or not because Moss did well last week too, and I had him on the bench. I was like, man.
I'm not saying bench Moss.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was like, I didn't think he was. I thought he was going to do so well against the Jets.
Not against the Jets.
I didn't think the Jets were going to be that good on defense. Honestly,
all they have to worry about is the running back. I'm not scared of Jacoby Brissett stepping, dropping back to pass. I'm not scared of any of those receivers. If I'm the Jets, I have Sauce back there. You know what I mean? I got that beautiful defensive line. I'm not scared. So but that was a good one.
They did get hurt. Javon Hargrave, he tore his tricep.
And
so he's done.
And then at the same time, I also have Nakua.
Puka. IR.
Yeah, so
that's tough.
I have an IR, and I'm like kind of going back and forth. Like, man, I don't know if he does come back. Like,
he will. No,
you should just drop him.
I should just drop him.
Like, yeah, you're right.
I'm very good at dropping wide receivers when they're injured.
I'm very good at picking them up.
Yeah, I did drop the QB, so I dropped Herbert.
And he might miss a few weeks,
but he got picked up right off.
Yeah, you stash him.
I don't know. I can't stash anymore.
Well, I mean, whoever it is, you gotta make a decision.
Yeah, I gotta make a decision.
And then lastly, we got that Alcatraz and Company versus SA Fats, 115.46 to 128.48, which is kind of close too.
That was a close game for sure.
And Alcatraz last week he beat me, so he's coming off a win. Came back down to reality. SA Flats got him down, and I think SA Flats needed one. Didn't he have a rough week 2? So
no, week 2 he played really well too. They was just very high scoring, him and Rich. They were like neck to neck. But
he beat Rich.
Yeah, but barely. It was like 120.
It came down to the end.
That's right. It was like week 1 that he took that L. Right. Yeah. Week 2 he got back on him. But now he got that win decisively at that, and he had
James Cook went off for him.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy went off.
I mean, that was a pretty good matchup though. I think what hurt maybe Alcatraz was the defense, right? I mean, the Bengals just couldn't do anything. But
Bengals suck.
I mean,
because of Joe Burrow.
He had Prescott, and Prescott gave him 29.
29 on that one.
Everybody on his roster did really well.
Dunze?
Laporta, I think. I mean, the injury kind of hurt.
That hurt, yeah.
I mean, but I think it could have been close. It could have gone either way with that injury. That was good. That was a good game too, though.
Yep. So man, they got a lot to look forward to.
And he has Sam Darnold on the bench too, but I mean, Prescott was definitely the one you want to start that game.
Yeah.
So we got a game of the week then, huh?
Yeah, we got a game of the week for week 4.
Yeah, let's hop into week 4 here. Game of the week, we're gonna go with John versus Sosa.
Boomer Doom versus Alcatraz and Co, baby.
There you go.
Boom
there you go. This
or
is
Doom.
It's gonna be a good one. Sosa looking for another a win. They're both looking for wins actually. You know what I mean? Get back on track. They're both 1 and 2. So this is a good chance. Sosa, if Sosa can still be in it with all the injuries, and if CMC somehow comes back, he might be a formidable enemy, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, Allen is questionable to come back too.
Which Allen?
Keenan.
Oh, Keenan Allen. Oh, the heel.
Oh, his heel injury. That's right.
That's
But
right.
I think it is projected for Alcatraz for John to win. I think he's gonna pull it out.
Yeah, 112, 109.
He has. I mean, his lineup's pretty good. I mean, I don't know about the defense for the Bengals, but they are playing the Panthers.
We'll see if he changes that.
You know,
we'll see if he changes that.
Hey,
because
John.
if Red Rifle comes out shooting the way he was shooting this week.
I mean,
Bengals are about to be chop suey, bro.
But he also has AJ Brown, so depending on if they're gonna play him this week too, I think he might have a good game. And they're playing the Bucks, so we know how that goes.
John talking all this shit about Justin Fields, and he's starting George Pickens.
That's the way John is, dog. You can't buy too much of what he talks.
Well, if you remember, he used to be a Steelers fan. Then he was a Ravens fan.
Then he was a Texans fan. Then he was a Cowboys fan.
Now he's a Texans fan.
Yeah.
I mean, even Pickens, George
weathers.
Pickens is still kind of like a 50-50 pick too because he's not consistent every week. So the consistency with Pickens is like, you know. And then who did they play this week? The Colts. So I mean, they played the Broncos and he didn't do good. He wasn't a good, you know.
Yeah, that Bronco game was stupid, bro. And a lot of his big plays down the field got called back to penalties. So I was like, bruh.
Yeah. So I mean, is the Colts defense better than the Chargers and the Broncos?
I don't think their defense is better than the Chargers' defense.
But is it better than the Broncos' defense? I think the Chargers. Defense? I think the Chargers have a better defense than the Broncos. But I mean, Pickens did well against the Chargers.
Yeah. Well, and again, the Broncos game, he had like at least 60, 70 yards scrapped to penalties. So that one was like one of those one-offs, but they're still clicking. They're still working.
Mm-hmm. This might be a shootout.
They opened it up this game, and it was a good game against the Chargers. That they came out and they opened up the playbook for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think George Pickens will be a good lineup. For him.
I mean, it's gonna be good.
He doesn't really have anyone else, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he has AJ Brown.
Is he coming back?
But I mean, he's questionable. It's questionable, so we don't know.
There's a chance.
I think if AJ Brown comes back, you play AJ Brown.
Absolutely,
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But I mean, on the opposite side, man, Sosa got C.J. Stroud and Diggs going up against Jacksonville's bad defense, bro. So you know, it might be a fantasy football shootout over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
which is why it's the game of the week, right?
Yep, absolutely.
This one, I think this is definitely gonna be one to look out for. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna come down definitely to the last game.
Yeah. I got my money on boom or doom.
Double chocolate cookie.
I mean, we'll see because, I mean, depending on how Sunday ends, I mean, he has Laporta, the only last player playing on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Everybody else will be done. So if he could keep it close.
That's if he plays.
It's if he plays. But if he keeps it close, if he can keep it close until Sunday night, come into Monday and Laporta plays, I mean, John might pull it out.
Hey, John doesn't even have a backup tight end either. So if Sam Laporta doesn't play,
pick up all the tight ends.
Yeah, no, that'd be a good one. Y'all face each other this week too, right?
Yes, we do. That is the Brotherly Banter battle.
Yeah, we are playing
both 2-1.
The Backstreet Boys playing the Saints Row 6 versus 3, it is projected for the Saints Row to win, which I mean it is a pretty tough lineup. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, Joe and Amari are questionable, but I mean you got Lamar Jackson, Akane. Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, and Akane's gonna run against the Tennessee defense. Oh man!
But there's no quarterback over there, so
you just give him the ball. You're gonna run for 30 points.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, they got another week to do. What's your what is it? Tim Bortles? What's his name? What's his little nickname you just gave him?
Tim Boyle. You mean Tim Beeman Boyle, baby? Beeman.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. Because
keep an eye out
that's
for
gonna
that.
be weird. But I mean, on the other side, bro. I mean, dude, you got Williams, bro, who. They're going up against Chicago, which is a tough defense, but man, that guy just played a tough defense and scored a bunch of points.
They did.
Maybe Samuel comes back, you know what I mean? And if Debo comes back, shoot, that's points right there. Neighbors, we know the moment that Neighbors lines up against that rookie cornerback, Carson, what's his name? The one for the Dallas, I can't remember his name, but I mean, Neighbors is going to get.
And you call yourself a fan.
Yeah, so Dallas Goedert, we'll see something Zach Moss. So it's going to be a nice little matchup.
Stevenson, I mean, I don't know, against the Niners defense, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I'm still kind of going back and forth as far as if...
You're still thinking of playing him?
I mean...
Kyron Williams. You play Kyron Williams, bro.
I am playing Kyron Williams.
We're in the same league. I'm not telling you what to do.
It's just...
I'm like, why are you helping him?
I am playing Williams. I'm playing all my good running backs except for White. But White is going up against Philly's defense too. And I'm not saying Philly's defense is great, but I think San Francisco's defense is better.
It's Kyron Williams, though.
No, he's playing. He's starting. I have him starting.
Oh.
I have Kyron Williams. The only running back I have on the bench is White from the Tampa Bay.
Oh.
But we'll see.
Yep. I wish you the best of luck, but I hope I win.
It's going to be tough. I think my QB is what I need to work on.
JJ, who you got?
I got Rich coming up this week. We're both 1-2. I'm looking for a bounce back game.
You got a little L streak going, man.
I do of one game.
We need you to win.
Games.
We need you to win. We need you to win.
I know.
I'm gonna give it.
I'm sorry, Rich, man, but hey, you got that target, man. We already told you, man.
You don't need no gas money.
You know, yeah, you
don't need no gas money, bro. So hey, keep them in the back, baby. Keep them in the back.
It's gonna be tough, though.
I got to make some decisions. I don't know. I might drop the Cowboys defense or at least bench them until they earn my support. But
you have no defense besides the Cowboys defense.
I'll make some moves. I don't
know.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, I don't know who's available. It's gonna be tough.
Watch my GM magic go to work this week, and I'm gonna end up with the win over Rich.
I've seen your GM magic. It's played. It was played against me a few years back in fantasy too. Hey, I'm definitely gonna keep an eye.
He's got a squad, man. He's got Kyler Murray, Alvin Kamara.
He does.
Swift is probably his weakest link. Tyreek Hill is probably a weak link now, unfortunately, because he doesn't have Tua to throw to him for now. For at least these next 4-5 games, maybe. Rashid Rice possibly could be having a little bounce back game. Kincaid got on the board last week.
So. But I could kind of go band for band, bro. I got Patrick Mahomes. Right, okay. Josh Jacobs is not better than Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara got that.
Najee Harris is doing better than Swift.
Still questionable though.
DJ Moore's balling right now more than Tyreek Hill.
Right at this point.
CeeDee Lamb versus Rashid Rice.
Ooh, I think he got you on that one.
What?
Yeah, just because. Right
now, are you talking about consistency?
Well,
yeah, that's true. Because he only gave him like 5 points last week, but I think if
they're playing the Giants defense too.
That's true too. That is true. So that will actually really help you a lot. That. We usually own the Giants. CeeDee Lamb specifically owns the Giants. I think he has a lot of shares over there. So,
but Rashid Rice,
they're
facing the Chargers, and they just
suspended.
Yeah, but I think Pitts ain't gonna do so well. That New Orleans defense is gonna hold and contain Pitts. I don't think Pitts is gonna do so good with the New Orleans.
Bro,
defense.
I'm tired of Kyle Pitts already, bro.
Yeah,
for all of you in this league listening, trade me a tight end, please. I'm done with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do so hot this year. Or not this year, but this game.
They don't throw him the ball, bro.
No.
I mean, Kirk Cousins, that's what he does, though. Why doesn't he?
But again, it's year one with Kirk, so give it time, man. It'll probably boil up because he did have a couple of passes that, man, I was like, damn, that's a receiver. Oh, it's Kyle Pitts, a big ass damn receiver out there. He's everything that Darren Waller should have been. So
we stopped going band for band once we get to like the flex because I got J.K. Dobbins, right, which he could. They're not facing. Oh, they are facing a good run defense in the Chiefs, so that might be another L right there.
Yeah.
But he has Marvin Harrison.
Oh, yeah, that's a big drop off, bro. Marvin Harrison's ceiling and floor are way higher than J.K. Dobbins.
My kicker's better than him, but his defense is better than mine right now.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, they are playing Packers, though, so
we'll
see.
It's going to be a good test. It's a rivalry game. I feel like Green Bay always has trouble with the Vikings and vice versa, so I could see that being a low-scoring game.
It's going to be a good test for the Vikings.
I think it depends if Jordan Love plays or not. Because Jordan Love plays, they're going to light it up.
Oh, I don't know about light it up.
That either.
Because C.J. Stroud, I would say, is better than Jordan Love, and they're very, very...
I would disagree.
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud's great. He's good, really good quarterback. I don't think he's better than Jordan Love.
I don't know. I don't agree with you. I think CJ
young.
is definitely better than Love.
He's young and he's good. He's showing a lot of great things right now.
I remember last year, in the beginning of the year, people were like looking down that Love was not.
And what did he do?
Yeah, no.
And then towards the end of the year, he came around and it's like, oh, Love is this, Love is that.
And he showed out.
And I think the only reason everybody is that way is because they beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, and everyone's like, "Oh my God!"
Wait, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that so lightly. They beat the shit out of the Cowboys in the playoffs.
No, what was the end score?
Come on, you're talking about garbage time now.
No. Hey, time is
you were
time.
getting your ass.
It ain't over till it's over.
And it was over.
Everybody thought it was over in the Ravens game, and they almost came back and won that game.
Almost.
They almost did. They came down to the last possession.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's get
if they would have stopped, that last play, Aubrey would have kicked a 70-yard field goal.
Yeah, well, if I would have bought a lottery ticket, I could have been a millionaire.
If Love was not injured, he'd probably be good right now. But he's not. He's not playing. He's injured. He's out. And CJ is still playing football, right?
That's true.
So he's better.
That's true.
Well,
because he has more games than Love.
More games played this year.
Right now, we got Najee, JJ projected to win 111-109. So good luck to you, JJ. You need that win, Rich.
And I am supporting you.
The L.
Hey,
I will support you this one time to beat Rich because we want to keep him in the back.
Hey, Rich, if I get this dub, give me the Tesla. It's me, on me.
He don't need no gas.
we got.
And then we got last game.
He don't need no oil change.
SA Fats versus the Punisher. Nick versus Rick. Rick is 0-3, looking for his first win. Feeling like the Bengals right now. Just trying to piece it together. Hey, looking up though, he's got Jaden Daniels, James Conner, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase. He's got a little squad going. I think he just had some unlucky circumstances the past couple weeks. But Nick's 2-1, Rick 0-3. That'll be a good one. It's projected to be a close game. I don't really like to pay attention to projections
I don't
so
either,
much.
But it's just nice to what's the official analyst thinking about these numbers. So I do like to just talk about it just so give you an idea of what they're thinking of. But it could be any man's game on that one, man, because they line up pretty good, man.
They do, and I'm looking at Rick's team, and he kind of has a squad, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He really does have a nice little squad, and he's 0-3. That sucks.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this. I think week one of our podcast. Everybody this year drafted really well. Like I think there was lots of talent out there that you could have you picked my guy, but you still had people to be able to pick it up.
It almost feels like there's so much talent that it feels like we're in like a 10-man league or where we can all grab enough people to be like, oh.
I think the running backs this year were there was plenty. Last year I feel like, man, it was hard to find a running back, but this year I think we all have at least two backs that we can guarantee that these guys are going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely,
double digits.
You think it's going to be another one of those years where we all have the same standings?
Oh, last year?
Man, did we fix that? What did we decide on that? As far as
it's head to head.
Head.
It's not for
every
points
game.
for.
Every game matters.
Yeah, every game matters. And last season there were 6 or 7 of us that were all tied at 7-7.
Yep.
So
except for me. I was number 1. I think I had maybe 2 losses the whole time. Tyreek Hill.
Weren't you a first round bounce?
But I would say when it comes to
sounding like a true Cowboy, baby.
When it comes to Rich and Nick, those two teams, I've been saying that they have really good stacked teams. I mean, even Mark has a really good decent team, but those are teams I don't want to really face. But man, season's coming up, and I already know we're coming up. So
yeah.
How you say it again? How you say it?
Achilles,
God damn it.
And that brings us into the hot chilies. And the Bucks.
Okay. The Bucks, yeah. They face Eddie and Robin face each other this week, both going at 2-1. Robin's currently sitting at number 2 in the league, Eddie at number 5.
I'm just messing with you, Eddie.
That's gonna be
I think this could be a bounce back game, man. I think Richardson's gonna have a 45-point game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy that the Steelers defense, man. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Eddie, man, you drafted very well, but freaking Robin having Josh Allen, bro, and Saquon, bro, that's 60 points, or 50 to 60 points every week. Well, just them two.
I would say Saquon's gonna have a great game against the Bucks. Yes, that's gonna stick. But Allen against Baltimore, I don't think he's gonna have this crazy game like he's been having these past weeks. He's gonna have a decent game.
I can't wait to look back at this.
I think he's gonna have an average, which for Josh Allen is gonna be good. Don't get me wrong; he's not gonna go 3 picks or whatever. He's gonna have an average game, but I think the Baltimore Ravens are still in that part, like they're still in that mode where we need to win.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna do a little bit better. Maybe try to contain him. He's still gonna do well, but I don't think he's gonna have like 40 points this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna let him run like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since you have Lamar Jackson. Like I think they're better prepared for that than any other team.
Yeah,
scout team wise for sure.
Hopefully, Jameson Williams goes off for Eddie. That's I think the only way he can keep up, because Jameson Williams is a big play guy, and if he can do that against Seattle, man, that would really help him out.
I will give you a little tidbit, Robin, coming from a Steelers fan. Jalen Warren is dealing with a injury right now. He is probably not going to play. They might sideline him for a week or two, so be careful. You have Jalen Warren starting right now for sure.
Okay, let me go pick up Cordell Patterson real quick.
Hey, Najee was actually in the sling today for his arm.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's probably nothing though, because he's not showing up on the injury report.
Nah, yeah, they said that it was just precautionary. He's probably most likely going to start, but that could mean bigger touches for Cordell Patterson if Jalen Warren doesn't play. And Cordell Patterson's old, but he was moving last week against the Chargers.
I mean, he played good when he was in Atlanta too. So he always plays good. He's just like a wide back. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely not a receiver, and he's definitely not a running back. So it's just crazy, man.
Hey, and you know what I think's funny that I just kind of noticed? The referee's name is Ed Hockley's, and Eddie's name is Eddie. Probably, I just caught on. That's probably why he picked it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It makes sense now.
That's so
and
funny.
Even though this is the last game we're going over, but it doesn't mean that they're the last teams, because Robin is second in the league right now.
Yeah.
So Eddie's my dark horse, bro.
Yeah.
Like I still think even though he got that loss last week.
Yeah, he's in fifth, so he's still in there. He's still in that fight. But I mean, one of these two teams could take it. I mean, it's pretty close. Depends on how the lineups end up at the end of the week, or tomorrow, right? So, but it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good game here too. I mean, Robin might pull it out. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
It's gonna be fun. Great week of football coming up. Week 4. Hey, what are y'all gonna do if Steelers go 4-0?
Nothing.
You're gonna give them props?
We're gonna have a bye week here at the Brotherly Banter podcast if they go 4-0.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to record the next week.
I can't wait. If we go 4-0, and then the next week we play the Cowboys.
You can record from Zoom from the house.
Yeah, Zoom in, guys.
Zoom. We'll do a call. We'll do
a conference call.
That's gonna be so fun. Hey, these next 2 weeks are gonna be really fun. I can't wait. Football's back. It's great, best time of the year right now.
And for those in the fantasy family feud, hey, get prepared. We're gonna start trying to get you guys in. Maybe get some of y'all up here and talk some football and fantasy with us. So
absolutely, a few surprises coming up for these next couple of weeks. So excited to hear y'all's feedback. Thank you again for listening. Definitely look us up on Apple, on Spotify, YouTube. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate all y'all's support, man.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
We them boys.
We still them boys.